Welcome viewers. This video is about participles. Present participle, past participle and perfect participle. Verbs are of two types, finite verb and infinite verb. Finite verbs are those verbs which change with the change in number and person of subject and tense of the sentence. Non-finite verbs are those verbs which do not change with the change in person, number of the subject and tense of the sentence. For example, he sees him playing in the ground. I see him playing in the ground. They see him playing in the ground. I saw him playing in the ground. In these sentences, there are two verbs, see and playing. The verb see changes with the change in person, number of the subject and tense of the sentence from see to sees and from first form to second form saw. But the other verb playing does not change with these changes and remains constant. In these sentences, playing is a verb in continuous form but it acts as an adjective. It qualifies the pronoun preceding it. So playing is a non-infinite. Non-infinite verbs are also called double parts of speech because these are verbs but act as noun, adjective or adverb. These are also called verbal adjectives or verbal adverbs. Non-finite verbs are of three types. Gerund, a verb used as a noun, infinitive, first form of verb with to used as noun, participle, first form of verb with ing, third form of verb, perfect tense, verb in passive voice used as an adjective. Participles are of three types: present participle, past participle and perfect participle. Present participle. First form of verb and ing forms present participle. It acts as an adjective. It is also called verbal adjective. It describes incomplete action or continuity of action. I saw him going in the street. I found a coin lying on the ground. Going and lying are verbs but act as an adjective. These are called present participle. There are different positions of present participle in a sentence. First, predicative. A present participle used before a noun or pronoun is called in predicative position. Growing children need nutritious food. Growing a verb but describes noun children. It is present participle in predicative position. Second, attributive. Present participle is used after a noun or pronoun is called attributive position. I heard her singing. Singing is a verb but it is used as an adjective and is used in attributive position. Third, combining. Present participle joining two sentences is called combining present participle. The thief saw the police. The thief ran away. Seeing the police, the thief ran away. There are two sentences. The thief saw the police and second, the thief ran away. But with seeing a participle, these sentences have been joined together. Seeing is a present participle. It joins the two sentences. So it is in combining position. Fourth, absolute. Present participle used independent of subject and verb of the sentence is called absolute present participle. God willing, I shall go tomorrow. Willing is a present participle. It is independent of subject and verb of the main sentence I and shall go. Second participle, past participle. A verb in third form used as an adjective describing a noun or pronoun is called past participle. She is a retired teacher. Retired is a third form of verb used as an adjective describing noun teacher. It is past participle. Some examples of past participle. A burnt child dreads the fire. In this sentence, burnt is third form of burn and is used as an adjective describing the noun child. He refused to tread the beaten path. In this sentence, beaten is past participle describing the noun path. Painted is past participle describing the noun board in this sentence. In fourth sentence, tainted is past participle describing noun past. In fifth sentence, finished is past participle used to describe noun goods. In sixth sentence, flavored is past participle describing noun eatables. In seventh sentence, colored is third form of color. It is used as past participle describing the noun glasses. In eighth sentence, torn is the third form of tear and is used as past participle describing the noun clothes. In ninth sentence, accused is past participle describing person. In 10th sentence, hired is past participle describing the workers. Next, perfect participle. Perfect participle is used when one action is completed and another action is undertaking. The second one may be continuing or may have completed. There are three methods of perfect participle. First is having plus third form of verb. Having completed your work, you may take rest. There are two actions: completed the work. This action is complete. After that, the second will start to take rest. For this, having completed is used, meaning after completing your work, take rest will start after this. Second, being plus third form of verb. There are two actions as the name suggests. Being means while one action is continuous, the second is being undertaken. For example, being indisposed, I did not go to office. Being indisposed still exists and the second action has been undertaken. So both are undertaking together. Being tired, I took rest. In this sentence, being tired is past participle and took rest. Both actions are acting together. Third is having been plus third form of verb. In this case, sentence is in passive voice of perfect tense. There are two actions. One is done by subject himself, while the other by someone else. Having been injured, he started crying. In this case, injury has been caused by someone else and the subject is injured. One part of the sentence is in passive voice, whereas the other part is in active voice, as the action is done by the subject himself. Some examples. Being drowned man catches at a straw. In this sentence, both the actions are being done by the subject himself, man. So, a drowning man catches at a straw is the correct sentence. Having chased by police, the thief hid himself in a house. In this sentence, one action is being done by police and the other by the thief. So, having been chased by police, the thief hid himself in a house. She, being met her daughter, felt very happy. In this sentence, two actions are by different two persons, she and her daughter. So, she, having met her daughter, felt very happy. having taken, having been taken. In this sentence, both the actions are undertaken by the subject himself. So, having taken his breakfast, he started for his office. In fifth sentence, both the actions were in the past, one by subject and the other by someone else. So, having been compelled is the correct sentence. In sixth sentence, this is also of the same type. Having been invited is the correct form. In seventh sentence, in this case, one action is by subject himself. So, having been invited is correct. In this case, both actions are by subject in the past. So, having reached. In ninth sentence, action is by someone else and the other is by the subject himself. So, having been produced in the court, he was convicted of theft. In 10th sentence, there are two actions. One is by the subject himself, whereas the other is by someone else. So, having been called for interview, he went to attend it. Thank you, viewers. Please do like, share and subscribe the video. Thank you.